house that would open up the basement. But only he could go down there, and every morning he went down there to fetch the eggs. Apparently, that's where they kept the eggs. Quite strange. After she went to school, she came home, she did her homework, and she went to bed. She had a dream. Now, in the purple mist of her dream, it suddenly turned into a nightmare. And in the mist of her dream appeared... Oh dear listeners, what appeared in her dream? Oh, I'm very terrified to even say what appeared. What a terrible nightmare. Oh, goodness gracious, it was a giant grizzly bear with gnawing teeth, mashing back and forth. Oh, yes. Swirling and swirling, growling at her, and she woke up. Suddenly it disappeared. But what could it possibly mean, a bear? If we're gonna go Freudian, was the bear representation of her father? What do you think? Perhaps. But she knew one thing for sure, that her father, being such a grizzly bear, was hiding something, and she must know what. So she made a plan. That night, when her father was fast asleep, she would steal his key from his ankle. That night she crept out of bed and she grabbed something to take with her. What was it? I can't quite... Yes? What was it, listener? Go ahead, grab anything. Couldn't even grab each other. Oh! She grabbed some water and she put some NyQuil inside of his water and swirled it around. That way he wouldn't wake up. Very smart, listener. You're clever. She creeped into his room. She went over to his bed, rolled up the blanket to his ankle, and unhooked the key. Now, did he wake up? Listeners, what say you? Did he wake up? Or did he stay asleep? Oh, he stayed asleep. Good. Now, she crept downstairs, through the kitchen, and stared at the basement door. She had the key in her hand, and she hesitated. Listeners, shall she go downstairs? Oh, you're braver than I. She put the key inside of the lock, click, and opened the hinge of the door. It was very dark down there. There was no light at all. She flipped the switch. Flip. Nothing. Still dark. I don't know, listener. Should she continue in the dark? How brave you all are. She creeped down the stairs. Creep. And she heard some scratching noises. Scratch. There was a cage. She couldn't quite see, but she put her hand against the cage and she heard a kind of purring. Oh. She couldn't see. All she could feel was bristling hairs. Then she heard stomp. Oh no, her father's awake. She rushed up the stairs, slammed the door closed, locked it, ran, and she threw the key. Where should she hide the key? She must hide the key somewhere. Let's say, you listeners, where should she hide the key? She hid it in the refrigerator. So there was a crisper. She hid it right behind the onions. He wouldn't dare look in there. He hated onions. She stood there in the kitchen, but she needed to come up with an excuse if her father saw her. What's her excuse? Listeners, it's up to you. What's her excuse? She stood there with her hand on her chin. What should my excuse be? Oh dear, Father, oh yes, I had to use the bathroom. Very good, listen, it's a great excuse. Her father came down and looked at her with blurry eyes, saw that she just had to use the restroom, and thought nothing of it. He went into the refrigerator and grabbed himself a drink, some more mead, and then went back upstairs. That was a close one. As he treaded up downstairs, she stood there, still in the kitchen, wondering what to do. Now, she wasn't able to see what was downstairs, just the bristly fur and, that hideous purring noise. She needed something. She needed a light. Listeners, can you all make a light? It can be any kind of light. Each one of you make a light. You must shine the way for Elizabeth. Ooh, yes, that's a good. And look at you with your light. No, that's a good light too. All of us together making light in a blue light. Yes, yes. And you just with the light of your pure heart, I see. No, it's your pure heart. That's how you're lighting the way. Elizabeth had enough light. She crept downstairs. She went up to the cage, and there was a ginormous spider. The spider sat there purring and looked so very sad and lonely. Oh, listeners, this is where her eggs come from. A whole stack of spider eggs sat there. Oh, she's been eating spider eggs this whole time. She thought that she was having the best cheese omelet ever, but it was a cheese spider egg omelet. Oh, she thought she would vomit, but she didn't. Oh, listeners, should she let the spider out? Should she free this spider? Or should she continue eating the deliciousness that is spider egg omelets? The choice is up to you. Oh, you say no. I must free this poor creature. She unlocked the cage. She held it, and all of its little legs spindled around her and held her close. It purred. She didn't know what else to do, so she opened the basement window, put it through, and closed the window, and the spider scurried off. But then she looked back in the cage, and there were still 2 eggs. She might as well help herself out to one last egg omelet. Oh, listeners! Oh, well done. We solved the mystery of what was inside her father's omelet. I don't know if I would like a spider egg omelet, but Elizabeth sure did. Well done, each and every one of you, for solving this mystery. I'm ever so proud of each and every one of you for being so brave and, of course, working together. Now, this is Martha Deathstone signing off. This episode has been brought to you by Time Boat. Remember, one mask, one ride. Ta-ta for now.